guys, so again, we got these two markers showing up, but that's not going to be that useful for us because we're going to need a lot to try to work on these dynamic queries on our drag. And I think to do so, we need to pre-populate our database. So I was looking around, and MongoDB has a geospatial tutorial, and in the tutorial down here they have a link to a restaurant file with all this geospatial data. So I'm just going to highlight this for a second so you guys can pause if you want to get this data. It's hosted on GitHub. It's pretty large, so just if you can get that address. I'll post it in the show notes too, actually. But then you want to just select all your data, and I'm just going to make a text file. We basically want to import it to our remote repository here. I'm just trying to see. I think we want to use this Mongo Import feature, so I'm going to give that a try. So let's make a text file and paste all. That's not it. Okay, so paste that in here, and I think it's kind of weird though. It doesn't look like a JSON file to me. It's like missing commas and stuff, but maybe it's like a Mongo specific thing. So I'm just gonna roll with it for now. So save this. It's on your desktop or something. We'll call it restaurants.json. And I don't know, to me it's weird. It looks, it doesn't look like it has like an array ending either, but let's just give it a try and see what happens, because I mean it's in the Mongo docs, so and then we have to run this import command, right? The only problem is we're on this remote server, so ours is going to be slightly different. So if you go here, import collection, I'm going to copy. And again, don't copy me. You have to go to your go to your profile and click this import export, because you'll have your specific DB address and stuff. And open a terminal tab, which I will make bigger for you. Okay. So I want to go to my desktop first, because that's where my file is, just so I have less like paths to reference. And I'm going to paste this command. So this, and I'm going to go to okay. I can go to the beginning here. So this collection is going to be called restaurants, as seen here. So user is going to be whatever name you signed up with before. Same with password. And then this input file, this is where I'm just going to reference the file name with no kind of path or anything, see what happens. No such file. Maybe I called it restaurants. Oh, okay, so something's going. So I'm going to let this run. Wow, it may have actually worked. Go back to your MLab and go to your collections here. Probably to refresh. Restaurants. All right, so look, I just created all 25,000 restaurants, and you see all these restaurants are points, right? So this is what we can. This is what we were doing before manually. Like, see here, this one I'll just pick right here. DJ Reynolds Pub and Restaurant. I'm gonna grab their JSON. And we want to go back to our map, and let's just change one of these coordinates. Whoops. And I'm going to refresh this map. Oh, luckily it's in Manhattan, so it appeared for us. So it's right up here on, I guess, like 59th Street or something. So my point is those coordinates are like valid and working. We just need some way to proxy them. And I'm just going to show one more time because I think the command might have been kind of almost like magic. But I got it from the documentation. So we get this JSON. We're basically pre-populating our database. So make sure you get this JSON from, the link is right here, MongoDB tutorials, and they give you a link to this JSON file on GitHub. Yeah, I'll post this in the notes. Save all of this to your text file here. Save it somewhere, desktop, wherever. Then in your terminal, you're going to run this command, which again, I just copy and pasted from MLab. They gave me my database address and everything, and I ran this Mongo Import utility. And the only thing I had to change was this restaurants. I'll just do this, and you guys could just pause for a second so you could see. The one thing you want to note is what you guys need to change is your username here, wherever your MLab, not your account, whatever database user you created with the account. I created them the same. But again, you need it to follow that first video if you haven't yet. Your password, and then the file name. If you just name it restaurant.json and you go to your same, I think it was restaurants, and you go to the same path. Like I saved on the desktop and I went to the desktop to run this command, it'll go through. So I just wanted to show you again, pause it, make sure that works. It actually works very well. Thank you, Mongo. But now we have a database of these 25,000 locations. And what we need to do is figure out a way to basically search for this data and dynamically. So we need to proxy these requests. So we're going to use our Turbo Express-based server, which we also set up in the first video. And again, I like to get that stuff out of the way because we don't have to worry about it now. And restaurants.find1. We need to work on our geospatial query now. And that is going to be the next video. Again, this is just setting up and importing our data and make sure it works. Now we're going to actually set up those geospatial queries.